The mind of Christ was never present. What was present was the covenant of Moses given for the flesh. That was not the mind of Christ. Those commandments were added due to concupiscences and transgressions. Now, the mind of Christ, that is how God thinks of the mysteries, that was hidden for centuries and ages. So God did not reveal that to Peter and the apostles. He waited for the apostle Paul to come. Then to Paul, he reveals his mind. Then, when Paul passed away, the screen went out. The mind of Christ went out again. When Paul dies, the mind of Christ is removed from the earth, and diversity begins. Diversity means I think this way, you think that way, others think differently. You are Baptist, Pentecostal, evangelical, charismatic, you are a Catholic, traditional, or charismatic, or even Presbyterian, since the mind of Christ is no longer present on earth. Everyone has different thoughts. Many religions exist because the mind of Christ is absent. It remains inactive. When the mind of Christ is activated, then everyone speaks the same thing. In Colombia, they speak the same. In Brazil, they speak the same. In El Salvador, they speak the same. In Guatemala, they speak the same. In Puerto Rico, they speak the same. In Miami, speak the same thing because it is the mind of Christ. Imagine a mind that speaks 20 things at the same time. It has to be one mind, the mind of Christ. 2 and 12. Now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the Spirit who is from God. What for? What for? To dance. To make our hair stand on end. To have a mystical experience. To see ghosts flying. For what is it that the mind of Christ, the Spirit of God, was manifested to us? That we might know the things that have been freely given to us by God. Do you realize what God has granted you? If you are not aware, then tonight you are not confirmed. You have not had the mind of Christ activated in you. You have to come here and sit for a few months while we activate the mind of Christ in you. And then we set you to reign in life. And it doesn't matter where you are and your economic needs. If you are in Cuba, from Cuba send a letter here. We are reigning in life. We are prosperous. Because the mind of Christ does not respect the conditions of any government. If we activate the mind of Christ in you, your lament turns into dance. And even if you have financial needs, you immediately start talking and saying, those are temporary situations. This will be fixed right away. And if your marriage broke up, you say, well, this is a blessed man who didn't understand me. He didn't know how to appreciate me. Let him go. I'll leave him alone. And you don't speak ill of him either. The one with Christ's mind doesn't speak poorly of anyone.